my dear friends. Our Lord approaches a very difficult subject, an area which, of course, affects us in our daily lives, and that is giving feedback to people, responding to people who do sins against us, as the Gospel says. This particular Gospel is what we refer to as fraternal correction, of correcting somebody who has sinned against us. But our Lord gives to us particular, specific ways, and which are also further amplified by the second reading today in the Holy Mass, of how we are to deal with this sensitive and difficult area. We are given a glimpse into what our Lord would say in our first reading from the prophet Ezekiel, that we have been appointed as sentries, as watchmen, and therefore we are to be concerned about others. We are to be responsible for others. We cannot just be responsible for ourselves. We have to advise, we have to rebuke, we have to give correction, we have to give positive, constructive criticism. And the second reading today gives us the key to put all of this into effect. It must be done with love, not jealousy or spite. It must be done with love. We must love the one that we are going to correct, the one that we are going to criticize constructively, so as to help them because it is for their advantage. We should always, of course, remember when we have to undertake this particular area, this sensitive area of one of the other commands of the Lord, that we are to remove the plank from our own eye before removing the splinter from the eye of our brother. When we point our finger, there are, of course, 3 fingers pointing back at us. We have to remove the log from our own life before the splinter in the life of the other. And therefore, when we have love as the motive, love as the foundation for our constructive criticism to help and to facilitate our brother and sister to grow in holiness, to grow in grace, then we are wanting what is best for them. Last Sunday, our Lord gave a very strong rebuke to Peter, even calling him Satan. Get behind me, Satan. Today our Lord is helping us how we are to approach, how we are to offer advice and criticism. And he gives it in a number of different stages. That we are to have it out with our brother and sister alone, by ourselves. We do not gossip, firstly, about what somebody has done to us. We do not tell others. We tell the person first. And if he listens to you, you have won over your brother. And then our Lord invites us, if this is not the case, to invite 2 or 3 others. Sometimes we may want to speak with our priest, our spiritual director, to see whether this is appropriate, to ascertain the facts of the situation. Maybe the person who has offended us is under great pressure, under something which we do not know about, that we have no idea what is happening in their lives. And maybe if we consider the particular offense in prayer before the Lord and with 1 or 2 others, we may grow in our awareness of what has taken place, something which maybe we had no idea, nothing we knew about. And maybe 1 or 2 of these other people that we are consulting with is able to give to us the whole picture. Because maybe this reaction of the person who has offended us is completely out of character, out of the blue. And then we rush in, and of course we may end up ruining a friendship and a relationship. We have to start with love. This has to be the foundation. And sometimes we cannot just go at our friend or the one who has offended us on the heat of the moment. The tone of our voice, the words that we say at the heat of the moment will have a lasting effect. And once it is taken, and once it is received, once it leaves our mouth, it cannot be taken back. Sometimes we have to write these things down, take out our stress on our laptop, and then press the delete button, and then start again. We go to prayer, we take this issue with the Lord, and we ask him for his advice. We calm down in his presence, and then maybe the next day or 2 days later, when we are more at peace and at ease, we will have such a greater effect, because we speak with love, we speak with having processes in our minds of what we are going to say. It will not be the heat of the moment. Our Lord reminds us at the end of the gospel that he is there in the midst of us, where 2 or 3 gather. And therefore, when we are making love present in our constructive criticism, we are making him present. Our Lord in today's gospel says something of great interest, which is good for us to remember. Treat them as a Gentile or a tax collector. At first, we could think this is a complete answer to be quite dismissive of those who have offended us. But our Lord, when he treats the Gentile, the Samaritan, the tax collector, the prostitute, he treats them with dignity. He treats them with compassion. He treats them with love, showing to them by his words, by the tone of his voice, his patience, his immense mercy for them. And so it isn't a question of simply dismissing somebody. It is a question of treating them with love and with mercy. God is love and mercy, as we have seen over these days of prayer here at this shrine of divine mercy. And if I am in the midst of them, as the Lord closes the gospel today, then the God of love and mercy is present. Let's ask the Lord then on this Sunday, our last Mass for our retreat, that all of the graces that he wishes to pour into our hearts, that greatest of all his attributes, divine mercy, may pervade and infuse our hearts, that we may always treat others with this same love and mercy, as he indeed treats us, and that in treating others in this way, that we may make his love and his mercy ever more present in the world.